From Lagos, the nation's commercial capital, this is the news at 10, live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Amarachi Ubani.
Good evening and welcome. Tonight, outrage as gunmen kill a family of 7 in Kaduna. It is high-level PDP reconciliation in Minna, Niger State, as former military president Ibrahim Babangida and national chairman Adamu Muazu meet behind closed doors. The Kogi State government rolls out the drums to celebrate the 2nd anniversary of Governor Idris Wada in office. And slow progress in Syrian talks as government and opposition trade words after a week-long peace meeting in Geneva.
And on business news tonight, Bank of Industry accounts for disbursed loans at its annual general meeting, says agriculture got 53 billion naira.
And on sports news tonight, Nigeria Super Eagles set to play in bronze as they face Zimbabwe for the 3rd place match of the African Nations Championships this weekend.
I'm Linda Kibe, and from Abuja, $350 million investment into Nigeria's power sector by General Electric boosts nation's economy. FG commends effort.
It was a tragic day for a family of 7 in Ungwa Kajet village in Manchok, Kaura local government area of Kaduna State, northwest of Nigeria. Gunmen suspected to be Fulani herdsmen attacked them early this morning. It's not clear the number of gunmen who carried out the vicious attack, but it was gathered from the indigents of the community that the gunmen stormed the area around 1 a.m. today, killing a couple and their children. Armed policemen and soldiers stationed in the area arrived at the scene hours later, but the killers had escaped before their arrival. The state's government, Governor Mokhtar Yero, has visited the community where he described the attack as ungodly and condemnable. He, however, called for calm.
Governor Mokhtar Yero paying condolence to the relatives of a family of 7 killed by gunmen suspected to be herdsmen. Attack after attack in Manchok in Kaura local government area of Kaduna State in the northwest region of Nigeria has left tens of hundreds of people dead and property destroyed. This time the attack is carried out in Ungwa Kajit as early as 1 a.m. in the morning. No police presence is seen until after several hours of the attack.
Please be calm. Be calm. I beg in the name of God, be calm. By God's grace, we are going to decide on what steps to take.
Just few weeks, a police bullion van was attacked by gunmen, allegedly killing 4 policemen attached to a New Generation bank. This is coming days after the new defense chief gave a tough warning over incessant attacks in the northeast.
The security situation in the northeast must be brought to a complete stop before April 2014. As I was telling my colleagues, we must bring it out, we must bring it to a stop by that April so that we do not have constitutional problems on our hands. We don't want to go back to go and start begging and lobbying. If we do our work cohesively, I can tell you, General Milma, you will finish that thing in no time. I think the youth say that there are members of this in the armed forces and what. Those of you that are here, send word to your colleagues out there that they are in trouble.
Earlier in the week, when President Goodluck Jonathan visited Adamawa State, he had promised that the tempo in fighting the activities of Boko Haram sect will be increased. Manchok in Kaura local government area shares borders with 7 states, including the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and the violence-prone Plateau State.
As it is, there are fears that the death toll in the attack may rise as many are seriously injured. Loretta Chiogo, Channels Television News.
Well, this is the second attack in northern Nigeria this week. Just on Sunday, 74 people were killed by suspected terrorists in Borno and in Adamawa states. It was gathered that the militants believed to be members of the Boko Haram sect used explosives to attack a market near Kawuri village, killing 52 people and burning down more than 300 homes. On to political developments now. In continuation of his reconciliatory efforts among leaders of the People's Democratic Party, the party's national chairman, Adamu Muazu, has held a meeting with former military president, General Ibrahim Babangida, at his hilltop residence in Minna, the Niger state capital. The meeting with the former president comes a week after the new party chairman held a similar meeting with former president Olusegun Obasanjo in Abeokuta, Ogun State. Although details of the meeting, which lasted about an hour, was not made known to journalists, it was gathered that the PDP national chairman sought the support of the former military president in tackling the challenges of leading the party. Some may have faulted the federal government on the idea of a national conference, but the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Chief Anyim Pius Anyim, argues that the decision is the best for the country. Chief Anyim, who spoke to our correspondent Lamre Lasisi in Abuja, advised Nigerians to take advantage that this conference provides by bringing up all issues that have slowed down the development and consolidation of democracy in Nigeria. He began by speaking on the referendum and the role in the National Assembly that the National Assembly will be playing in the entire process.
There are only very specific places where the Constitution provided for referendum. I have very, like creation of state, like certain boundary adjustment, very few places. But that's not our business. As a government, we don't want to go into all that. If the conference make recommendations, then legally it should be followed the way it is permitted within our law. But it's not our business at all. The fact of the matter, as a lawyer, I will say that there is a constitution in place, there is sovereignty in place, there is a parliament in place, there is government in place. And all these are established under a constitution. And so the only provision made by that constitution is for amendment. So even if you want to replace the existing constitution with a new one, the National Assembly still need to meet to put one sentence: we hereby amend this constitution by replacing it with this one. There's no running away from it. And that's the only way legally possible. And nothing stops. If you want to go by a referendum, if you finish a referendum, you still come to do it. If you want to, whichever way you do it. Because the intent of the conference is not to create chaos. It's not also to overrule the order that is existing. It's to strengthen the order. It's not also to generate a situation whereby you say that there hadn't been a sovereign. There is the sovereignty of Nigeria is not negotiable.
As it is, some will say the political season has already started, and that by the time we look into the 3 months that we're supposed to start, maybe like March, 3 months into it, the season is already upon.
If you look at the INEC calendar, then we are comfortable. And we were careful to allow INEC to come up with a political calendar. And we're now structured in to make sure that the conference rounds off before the political season comes up. But importantly, there is nothing new that is going to generate from anywhere. You don't need any research to know the socio-political challenges of the country. And the people that are going to be in the conference are people from all walks of life who would have one way or the other come in first-hand contact with such challenges. And I don't really think that it's going to be a problem articulating what the challenges are. And the major platform we are providing is just for Nigerians to come together. I say, we know that these challenges exist, but let's agree on a way forward. And I don't think that agreement with the platform we are providing will be anything needing more than 3 months. 3 months is quite enough time.
If the conference say they want more time?
Well, it will not affect the political season. Whatever time they want, we will not allow it clash with the political season. What I can assure anybody is that every stage in this whole process will be very transparent and will be people's driven. Every stage will be people's driven, will be very clear and transparent. So Nigerians are at liberty actually to decide the pace to go, the direction to go, and how to do that. And I want to believe that the sincerity on the side of government you can go to bed with. The commitment on the side of government you can take for granted. And for us, there is nothing too peculiar or too personal to anybody in government. So we believe that with our commitment to provide this platform, that it is critical that it must achieve its goal. And that is why we first and foremost release the modalities, so that everybody will see that, look, it's all-inclusive, is intended to be open, and we are serious about it. We have nothing to hide. And I believe that at the end of the day, if you ask me honestly, I think at the end of the day, Nigerians will be grateful to Mr. President for providing this platform.
Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Chief Ayim Pius Ayim, speaking there with our correspondent Larry Nassisi on National Conference. But in part two, after the break, the Edo State's Governor Adams Oshiomhole tells of politicians willing to succeed him. He says his tenure is not yet over. That's in a moment. Please stay with us.